Hello, friends. Today we'll know about what does it mean to give a good prompt to Gen AI tools. As we know, generative AI tools like ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini AI, and many others, and Perplexity AI. So all these chart tools or chat bots have actually created a wave across the world with billions of users. But instead of using Google these days, I think many people are now uh, uh, glued to Gen AI tools like ChatGPT because it gives a ready-made answer to a question rather than throw you six seven search options, and which that's why the popularity is rising. But it's very important that you ask the right question. That's what you call the prompt. Suppose you ask Gen AI, give me a nearby good restaurant's name. Suppose you're in any city and you are new to the city and you want to understand that you know that where can I go out for food. Then you ask the ChatGPT and or Grok or Gemini AI or that, and it gives you a specific answer. But before that, the tool will ask you, the chatbot will ask you that give me the locality, because without knowing the locality, a Gen AI tool cannot give you with answers. So here the catch is that unless you give you the locality, how can you expect the chatbot to give you an answer? What I write here, if my device location is not being uh, you know taken by default by the chatbot, then how can I ask that give me a good restaurant in Bangalore? Is a huge place. It is a metro city, and you just can't expect that ChatGPT will throw some answers for you, which is relevant. That's why the prompt means the question you ask to the chatbot tool like ChatGPT, and you the answer it throws. So writing a good prompt actually is pretty critical to get a right answer. I have given a very simplistic example of restaurant, but it can be pretty difficult. Suppose like you want you want a specific uh, you know solution to a mathematical problem, and unless you give it right, suppose you are dealing with uh, you know kind of coordinates, then you have to give the right coordinates to get the right answer. So you cannot be vague in uh, giving a question, asking a question which will not give you a good prompt. So let's today delve deep into that, what actually a good prompt is, because that is critical to get an answer which will help you to get the right response from a Gen AI tool. So the giving good prompt is an essential step for getting good response, as I have already pointed it out. So what are the essential thing that you need to understand? First thing is that you have to be very specific at the time of giving a prompt. You give a vague input, then the ChatGPT will provide you with vague outcomes, which may not solve your purpose. And most of the time, it will not solve your purpose. It's something like restaurant. You suppose you are near the central business district area, Bangalore, and you ask that where a nearby restaurant is, then it will give you specific example, specific answers. But if you say that give me a a restaurant in Bangalore, it can throw open anything which may not be relevant. You may be 40 50 kilometers out from that. It's not possible for humanly possible to travel so much for food. So giving a specific input is pretty critical for getting a specific outcome, especially for anything data related outcomes, for kind of specific statistics related outcomes. You need to be very specific. You cannot just say, give me India's growth rate in India's growth rates. So India's GDP growth rates, from it'll throw you. It can give you latest 10 years figure or 20 years figure. But if you ask what is India's GDP growth rate in FY25, then it will search and give you a specific answer. Suppose you want to understand that how much the US is imposing tariff on like Japan, South Korea, or what is the China, for example, or Canada, or European Union. So you want to be, but you ask about that. Give me, you want to answer that what is the specific rate, tariff rate that has been imposed by US on Japan. So you cannot say that give me the tariff rates which the US has imposed on specific on country. So it may be possible that ChatGPT or Grok may give you all those inputs, but if you want to, but then again you have to search, you have to read through all those things. But if it is Japan, then ask about Japan. If it's India, then ask about India. So it need to be very specific. Second thing is that you know if you want a bar chart or a graph or a text, but you are not specifying it, so then ChatGPT will give you all kind of answer, because you know that ChatGPT group now can give you chart, bar, graphs, images, and in of course there are paid versions and there are kind of free versions, but that is pretty critical that you want to specify the style for getting a specific answer. And and suppose like headcount additions, suppose you understand how the technology companies, Indian IT services companies work, and you want to understand that the headcount addition means the employee count addition in the April June quarter. Okay, so uh, for that you need to give specific names. Suppose you only write a prompt that uh, please give me the headcount addition numbers of Indian IT firms. So Indian IT firms is a pretty big domain. It's pretty generic. So it can be a mid-tier company, it can be a big company, it can be a very small company. There are maybe 100,000 of companies that are operating out of India in the IT services space. But if you want to, if you ask that give me the headcount addition of companies like TCS, Infosys, SCL Tech, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, and Delta MIT, there are suppose top six Indian IT firms. Okay. Then it will give a better response. It can really do that math and on the background, and give you a number which you require, which you can use as a data point in your presentation. You can, if you are a journalist, then you can, if you're writing a story, then of course you can specify that. And so giving examples, so you have to give examples that the similar examples to the you know to the chatbot to get a better response, because it gets a hang that what exactly you are looking for. So those similar examples, that may not be the same example but the similar example, please grow, give me headcount addition of these companies. So similarly you can ask give me top six global technology companies like Google, Apple, Nvidia, or Meta, or Microsoft. So it will understand that what exactly you are looking for. So giving examples of what you are looking for actually give you a better response. So, and thirdly, that we know that the time is short, the human attention is actually receding. So, and you don't have the patience to write a thesis or a thousand word response from chat or Grok or Gemini AI. So you want a response in 50 words. Suppose you are writing something, and this is in the PowerPoint presentation. You want a 10 word sentence. A sentence which comprises 10 words. Okay, which can fit into your presentation. So if you don't specify that, then of course the chatbot will give you 300 word response, which is pretty material. You have to search for it. You have to search for it. You have to again do it on. Or we want a 50 word response from that, because you are writing a small small summary kind of thing, on your resume. Sense. So then you have to specify it. You have to be limit its responses, right? That please chat Grok or anything, any chatbot you are using, and give me a response to this question, blah blah blah, in 50 words or in 10 words or in 300 words. If you're writing an essay, it can be, you can say that give me 300 words. Okay, so that's the kind of that these kind of parameters will give you a better response from the chatbot. And it will be accurate, it will be specific, it will be to the point, and so writing a good prompt is pretty critical. You don't waste your time. Okay, and so all in all, three four things you need to remember. It's pretty easy, simple, easy to follow. You need to be very specific in your question. Don't ask vague questions. Secondly, give similar examples. Okay, if you want something, give a similar example that that may not be same. Give me one, two, three, four things as you have given in these things. So this will give a lot of clarity through the response to the chatbot, that yes, this is the user is looking for this kind of response. So algorithm will give you a similar response at the time of that. And lastly, limit your response. It cannot be given your requirement. Specify that, and specify that you have to uh, get this response in 30 words, in 50 words, in a graph, or a bar chart, or a vector, or whatever you are looking at. Just specify that. So specific style and limit your response. These are the 4 or 5 things which you have to remember. So this is pretty easy. And happy browsing with ChatGPT. Till then, I will come up with a lot of AI related use cases in the next videos. And so, if you like our video, then please click a like and subscribe to our channel. And if you want any specific subject to be covered, then of course our team will be happy to do that. Thanks a lot. Goodbye. Have a great day. Bye.